A little while back, ROM hacker Eldexter released a new ROM hack for Paper Mario 64 called TTYD 64. It brought to the original games mechanics from the sequels, giving partners a full party slot with their own HP, enemies the ability to hold items, TTYD badges, and a ton of other cool stuff. I actually streamed through an entire playthrough on my channel to very little fanfare, but one of the interesting things it also brought with it was New Game Plus. After beating the game, you can talk to Eldstar in Toad Town to play the game again with all of your badges and, in the version I played, your HP, FP, and BP intact as well. This gave me an idea. A very, very dumb idea. See, Eldexter didn't just add new badges, he also added more copies of the original badges. There are in fact 4 speedy spins in this ROM hack. And with 4 of them, you spin mighty speedily. But I can get more than 4. I can beat the game, go into New Game Plus, collect 4 more, and repeat until I have way, way too many speedy spin badges. And then I can speedrun the game. So that's what I did. I routed out both any percent and all cards, but I gotta say any percent really not as interesting as all cards, so let's take a look real quick and see just how fast I can beat this, and what I can do with so much speed the game can't really properly handle it. To start off our run, we check our badges to make sure everything's perfectly set up for the playthrough. I have multi-bounce, power bounce, along with spike shield, flame shield, and quake hammer to make sure I can always hit any enemy in any battle. I also have just a ridiculous amount of power plus and power rush badges to be able to kill everything instantly, and then 4 close calls so that I'm literally invincible. And then I have speedy spin. A lot of speedy spin. With everything prepared, we talk to Eldstar and start a new game where we do our first skip of the run by selecting the option that lets us start after the veranda collapse. Yeah, it's an option, and this is a speed run, so we're doing it. We talk to Goomba, very quickly grab our hammer, then skip the Junior Troopa fight because he's slow and lame. We then skip getting Goombario because he's also slow and lame, skip breaking a block so we don't have to talk to the weirdo with the mustache, and then we face our first battle of the game, Red and Blue Goomba. They're dead. We then immediately take on King Goomba, and he's also dead. We then skip hitting buttons that are Goombario levels of slow and lame and head into Toad Town after a short cutscene. Upon reaching Toad Town, we would do what any normal speedrunner would do and immediately head for the Toad Town sewers. We jump into the pipe to the sewers, no, not this one, that one, and proceed to hit a literal wall. And you may be thinking, how exactly we're going to get past this solid brick wall with nothing to... Next, we do the only normal thing you could do in a speedrun and grab the absolute last equipment upgrade right at the start of the game. Clip out on this corner, jump across to this pipe, clip through one block, clip through a second block, and we grab the Ultra Boots. We head over to a weird squid fight where we immediately kill it in 2 hits. Then using the power of Christ himself, we walk on some water and head into the Chapter 3 Warp Pipe room. We dispatch all the Dark Koopas, unlock the pipe to Chapter 3, and then head back up a level so that we can spin jump on a block. Bet you didn't know we could do that, did you? We 2-shot another giant squid, unlocking 3 more warp pipes, and head to Chapter 1, completing the slowest and most unintuitive Black Toad skip ever. We skip Cooper, slow and lame, watch a cutscene from the wrong side of the room, and then head to Koopa Brothers Fortress via skip that I promise is making an RTA runner cry somewhere. We do an actually normal stair skip, head over to our first actual party member, Bombette. Clipping out of the jail to avoid a prison fight, we next do something completely unexpected, which is to take the intended way up to the boss via the stairs. Yep, totally normal. Get into and run from a Bullet Bill fight to clip past some Bullet Bill blasters, and it's finally time for the first boss battle, and the entire reason we got Bombette. See, we can actually defeat Bowser, even without a partner, but the Koopa Bros are actually completely unbeatable alone. When they're in their tower phase, which they start the fight in, it requires 2 hits or 1 explosion to knock them down, and Mario alone just can't do it. So we tell the president a second bomb just hit the towers, Quake Hammer, and collect our first card. Peach scene time! With our first card in hand, we head back to Koopa Village, jump back into the sewers, and warp pipe to Chapter 2, where we once again see a cutscene from the wrong side of a room. Into the desert we go, and we can finally show off why we needed the Ultra Boots as we enter Dry Dry Ruins. Grab a key, spin ourselves out of bounds to skip using it, clip into a block to grab the Pyramid Stone, clip into the wall so we don't have to use the key, then use the key to skip 3 mandatory fights. Another clip to grab the Star Stone, clip into a wall so we can up warp and grab the Moonstone. And as we head to put them where they belong, I can take a moment to explain why this is all cards and not something like all chapter bosses. See, I could skip the 3 stones and their cutscene and just go fight the boss immediately, but unfortunately the flag to actually spawn the Star Spirit is tied to the stairs cutscene. So unfortunately, to actually do the all cards run, I have to not skip things. Very slow, very lame. Let's take on Toot and Koopa. And now I show off. And now I show off. And now I show... Okay, you know what? Fuck it, I'll show you this in the next chapter. Peach scene time! After gaining our second Star Spirit ability, instead of heading back to the sewers, we actually return to Toad Town via Mount Rugged. Skip talking to the slow and lame bird, then clip through this slope to grab ourselves some of this guy's seed. A train ride back to Toad Town and another seed later, we do our first sequence break of the run by doing a chapter out of order. Clip into this dude's storehouse, grab the toy train, clip out of the building, then clip into Shy Guy's toy box to start chapter 4, where we immediately leave. Toss the train in, careful not to crush any toads to death, and then we once again do a clip that would make an RTA runner weep, and then escape via a clip I actually just can't explain. I don't know why that works. Off to the red station, we must now fight the big lantern ghost to collect our second party member Watt, who is completely useless. Like, literally she is necessary for one single room in this entire run, and even then it's only so the card will spawn. See, in this room, if we don't watch the cutscene of the Shy Guys breaking the wall, we don't get the card. This is also the slowest boss fight in the entire game, as it has 4 whole phases, and he's dead. And now I show off the main... And now I show off the main trick of all cards, using loading zone storage to collect a card, but not actually trigger its cutscene, skipping the entire end of chapter scene as well as the Peach scene. This was actually also possible in chapter 2, I'm just very bad at it, that's why I didn't do it there. So with that, we leave the toy box, jump into the sewers again, and finally use the warp pipe we unlocked to head to chapter 3. Because we're in a chapter 4 state, we can actually just go straight to Tubba's castle until we reach his room, clip out of bounds into the weirdest loading zone I've ever seen, and grab this key which tells the game, hey, it's actually chapter 3 time, set everything to chapter 3. We then speed through the castle, grab a few more keys, get into some battles we were supposed to be avoiding, then grab the mystic key to the windmill. We clip off a broken bridge down a level to leave as fast as possible, head to the windmill, and then speed past some Goombas to find the best boss battle music in the game. Music I didn't get to hear at all because the heart has gone into cardiac arrest and died. We chase it back to Tubba Blubba himself, where we once again don't get to hear enough of this good music and defeat him in literally one hit. One much harder LZS card skip that only saves like 2 minutes later, and we're off to chapter 5. Once again, using warp pipes we opened much earlier, chapter 5 goes by quick. Clip on a bush here, jump into the lava here, enter the volcano, and wait for some platforms. Riveting. We skip clipping through this block to avoid a cutscene with Colorado, instead up warp here, wait for some more platforms. Exciting. And then do the most finicky flare I've ever dealt with. Why doesn't this work consistently? We find a flower that somehow grows in lava, don't kill it immediately because I never fight this boss and mistime my action command, and then show the literal one reason why we have Fire Shield on when we don't fuck up the action command on its second phase. The volcano starts rumbling, so we book it, blow up a wall, jump directly into the lava, and then fly into yet another Peach scene. There's a game show in this one. We lose it. And get an umbrella as a consolation prize. Finishing up chapter 5, we now enter the actual worst part of the game. As I go to collect the remaining magic seeds, let's talk about chapter 6. See, I've been skipping a lot so far. Thanks to my ridiculous speed, walls are more of a suggestion than a hard rule. But chapter 6 doesn't really have walls to skip, it just has NPCs you have to collect items from, and you actually have to collect them in order to reach the boss. So that's what we're gonna do. We enter Flower Fields, head to Petunia where we play a quick game of Whack-A-Mole, get our hands on her bean, head to Lily where we do one of the only actual clips in chapter 6, and definitely fail to avoid all the lazy daisies. Head to Lily where she tells us we need to find a water stone for something. Head to Rosie where we see one of only 2 times that multi-bounce is actually used, and the only time we need Spike Shield. From Rosie to Posey where we get an actual pile of shit and a crystal berry, head back to Rosie for the water stone so I can finally evolve my Eevee for personal use. back to Lily for some water for all these thirsty hoes, and then we can finally go hear the best music in this chapter. Clip through this block, head up the stairs, and okay, we're out of bounds now. Clip through this block again, don't spin up the stairs this time. Talk to the sun and head to the lackey fight, where he's dead. Forgive Spike for giving himself such a cringe name, then we're off to meet Snoop Dogg and his Puff Puff machine, where we get the second use of multi-bounce. Also, fun fact, Magikoopas in this chapter will always run when they're the only enemy left in battle. This isn't faster, I just wanted to show it off. Destroy a delicate piece of machinery, get rudely interrupted by a rough puff. Then we can finally plant our bean and watch a just unnecessarily long cutscene. Seriously, why is this in the game? Head up the beanstalk, accidentally clip out of bounds and witness something horrifying, and then it's finally time for the first boss in the entire game that takes 3 hits to kill. Grab our card and it's time for yet another Peach scene. Out of Flower Fields, it's time to head back to the volcano because Chapter 5 was a very fast chapter and I'd like for things to go that fast again. We head back to the room above the boss room, do the easiest Peach warp you've ever seen, and watch what I hope is your favorite Peach scene because it'll be back later. Is this faster than going to Chapter 7 the normal way? I don't know, I never timed that, but I'm gonna hope so because this is how I did it. Doing this Peach warp puts us right outside the Crystal Palace where we can enter, clip through the glass, destroy this wooden panel, clip back through the glass, and destroy this wall to start the easiest game of Guess Who ever. Enter the red door, fail at skipping this battle room, so I have to shamefully fight all 3 battles anyway. And then it's time for a trick that I don't fully understand, so I'm just going to show it in its entirety. Yeah, I don't know why this works, but it does, and it doesn't crash the game, so we take it. Do a clip that I'm just now realizing I could have also done to get the red key, grab the palace key, and then get to another room that should have been easy to skip, but instead I trapped myself and had to figure out a way back to where I needed to be. I got it though. Finally, we have the dino pushing room, and let me tell you, I hate this room. And the reason I hate this room is because it's actually very possible to reach the door out of this room. It even gives you the exclamation point prompt to open it, and yet it doesn't open. Heartbreaking, to be honest. Anyways, reveal the door, get to the boss, hit him with the old 3-hit combo, and it's time to watch the same Peach scene. Finally at the home stretch, we head back to Toad Town, head to Shooting Star Summit, up to Star Way, into Star Haven, over to Star Sanctuary, where the Star Spirits tell us to go get the Star Rod. Why did I write this? We hop into a bathtub, head to Bowser's Castle, and finally start the final chapter. Beating up a random jail guard for his key, we enter Bowser's Castle, then immediately get thrown in jail. We escape, do another clip that RTA runners will likely hate me for, and then head back into the castle, where we get to the water room. Which I could do much faster than this, but I go extra slow, because the out-of-bounds loading zones are really fucking weird in this room, and I just hate dealing with them. I mean, look at this! That's why we go slow. Anyway, grab the key, drop down in the water, fail at doing Candleless the right way, so I have to run from some fights, and we're into everyone's favorite part of the game, pick a path. Accidentally clip into some walls, get into an unnecessary fight, grab the key, and we're on to everyone's second favorite part of the game, quiz time! The answer is 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. That's it. You don't have to even think about it. It never changes. Up some stairs, grab another key, up, down, up, and hey look, we found Princess Peach. Did you know you can hit her with more than just your hammer? Bust some ghosts, meet some old friends, and it's time to fight some weird little egg child I've never seen before. And he's dead. And it's finally time for that showdown with Bowser. With the Star Rod making him immortal, how could we ever hope to... He's dead. Chasing him up to the top of the castle with a massive power-up from Kammy Koopa, the final battle begins. How will we ever defeat this immortal monster? Oh look, it's over. And that was the entire Kammy Koopa fight, by the way. Twink is affected by partner badges, so he just starts the fight doing 5 damage. Unfortunately, the run isn't actually over yet. We have to watch this long cutscene of what everyone is doing, just so we have the chance to hold down during this part and make it so Luigi doesn't get to come to the party with us. Head to the castle, sit through her boring speech, and we're finally done with the entire All Cards run. And what did we learn? Literally nothing. So as a big proponent for letting the credits run and giving everyone their credit when credit is due, I'm going to play the entire credit scene here, and I'm just going to kind of talk unscripted here for a minute. This was my first ever really long-form edited video, and I wanted to make it about something I really enjoyed. I loved this speedrun, and I loved this ROM hack. If you get a chance, you should definitely check it out. L-Dexter has done not just this one, but a handful of other really cool ROM hacks as well. You should check out if you get the time or chance. I've played a few of them. I enjoyed them immensely. If you liked this, if you thought this video was cool, like and subscribe, obviously, but also join my Discord. Come talk to me about it. Come convince me to do more runs of this, or even better, if you want to do runs of it yourself, I can give you the actual save file I use to do this run, and I can help explain a bunch of tricks that I didn't show in this run either that are kind of not as interesting to see. It's just sort of clipping through walls. But yeah, come hang out. Come join the Discord. Come talk to me about Paper Mario. Come tell me if you want to see more of this or if you want to see less of this. Come complain that I'm not doing Yu-Gi-Oh videos anymore. I'm not going to do anymore because the last time I did it, I got real sick afterwards. But there's plenty of people in my Discord who play Yu-Gi-Oh and probably love to have you join and play Yu-Gi-Oh as well. I'm going to go ahead and let the entire credits play out just so everyone gets a chance to have their name shown. But that's it for me this time, guys. If you've watched this whole thing, thanks so much. This has been Pink Reaper, signing out.